Anti-derivative still.
There she is. There she is.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sight, a dimension of sound, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. If you think you're in the Twilight Zone where a dimension of sound comes after a dimension of sight, I did read those backwards, just in case anybody wasn't notice that. I don't know how that
Kind of
happened.
something sounded different.
Something sounded different. So you're just in the Twilight Zone. Don't worry. Hello and welcome to Indefinite Lunch and Infinite Combinations number 209, where we're exploring all of the Twilight Zone. Today we're taking a closer look at the 14th season 4 episode in order of broadcast called Of Late, I Think of Cliffordville, which is the name of this episode. Yes. And so we're going to talk about it. And here to talk to us about it, we've got Scotty R37. Hello, how are you today?
I am well.
In Canada land, good?
In Canada land, everything is tickety-boo.
Nice. And thank you also for joining us, Wayfarer Project, or also known as Lawrence.
Hello, folks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Good. I'm glad. Hope you're well.
I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
All right. Well, DJ Plain Eyes did show up before the show to give us his love.
He always comes with sprinkles of joy.
He does. He does. Even if he can't stay, he always checks in. And speaking of checking in, Julie Evans also checked in. She had to miss this stream because she has to go to work today. But she'll watch it later. And but her opinion is this is a pretty good episode. And I wished her a good day, but that all goes well. And she says, I hope all goes well for me too. Working for the public can wear a person out sometimes.
This job would be great if it weren't for the customers.
Oh,
that's the answer. I didn't know how to respond to that. Well, I know for next time. And hello to Sinister. Sinister's here too, as well as Kevin Theme Park Adventures. Great to see you. And hi to Snortaboopus, Huber. And oh, hey, hello to Star 54 438. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good to see you, Star. And we're gonna get started. Oh, my browser's reminding me I did achieve my goal for my 75 chatters for Rumble, so that's nice. So we don't have to worry about that anymore for the month, for the rest of the month. And so we can concentrate on the Twilight Zone episode. So let's do that. So with this one, Of Late, I Think of Cliffordville, first aired on April 11th, 1963. And it was written by Rod Serling. But it also has a story by credit to Malcolm Jameson. And the short story is called Blind Alley. And this episode was directed by David Lowell Rich. And so this short story, Blind Alley, was originally purchased by Rod Serling in 1943 for his anthology. I guess this is a book that he put together of short stories. Rod Serling's Triple W, Witches, Warlocks, and Werewolves. Bantam, 1963. And we'll talk more about that short story as we talk about the episode. That's all right. Bantam Outsider says, "Hail, chat. This job would be great if it wasn't for the customers, clerks, just because they serve you doesn't mean they like you.
Yes.
Also, clerks. Yep. And yeah, it's good to see you, Phantom Outsider. Great entrance. And so, Serling, during the filming of this episode, Serling was teaching college. Oh, wait. Yeah. While the episode was produced. So, 1 month before the episode was to be filmed, he had one of his students read the story for him while he composed the adaptation, because as we all know, he wrote his stories by speaking into a device that recorded the stories for him, as shown, as featured in that one episode with the elephant that walks into the room. You know what I'm talking about? And he's manifested into the story. Anyway, I forget what it's called though. The device he uses, it's got a name. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is here too. Is there even a
Gorilla.
don't touch our boats joke for these episodes? No, not this time. No boats. There's planes. There are trains, but no boats.
I guess I had to be there.
Yeah.
That wasn't right.
So we're ready to get through to the episode. So Mr. Diedrich arrives for his 2:00 appointment with Mr. Feathersmith. Feathersmith is such a weird name.
Yeah.
Well, get used to it because you're going to hear it a lot.
Yeah, okay. But the employees start making fun of Feathersmith and they're mocking him. Oh, I didn't get it. Wait, I had to have gotten a picture of this because this this was kind of funny. Her way to mock her employer. He says, that big happy grin on his face just before he draws blood. Have a cigar, Mr. Diedrich, before I rip you to pieces. But I must have my little fun first. Have a cigar. And so that actually plays right into the next scene. Ordinarily, Serling isn't good at humor, but it worked this time. Planes, trains, and automobiles? Yes. Yes.
No automobiles, though.
Yes. That's
Are you
a
sure?
Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's
film.
right. He tried to do the automobile. Well, we'll get there anyway.
Yeah.
And so, of course, they're old business partners, and this is essentially Feathersmith's last business rival still in business and not been taken over by Feathersmith. And but before we talk about that, this is Albert Salmi, and he's done other stuff. He's done other Twilight Zone episodes. Which ones did he do? I should have them here. Right. He appears 3 times, and he's the murderous he's the cowboy, the murderous cowboy in Execution. And he's a sergeant in A Quality of Mercy, and of course this episode. And of course, since he was in Quality of Mercy, we had to mention that he did act alongside Leonard Nimoy.
Lenny. Now, was he one of the was he the guy that was getting kind of converted to being a bit more merciful, or was he just one? This
is him. He's Feathersmith.
Yeah, but
I was just saying in that episode, I don't remember. Was he
which episode?
The soldier that needed a little more mercy, or was he one of the others that were?
Oh, good question.
I shouldn't have asked it.
Yeah, I don't recall.
Yeah.
No, I think I seem to remember that the guy that was kind of getting the treatment, if you will, learning his lesson, was a different actor.
Yeah, I think it was a different one. That makes sense.
Yeah. Otherwise, man, he got converted in like a couple of Twilight Zones.
Yeah.
He has a very punchable face.
He also, of course, showed up in Gunsmoke and Bonanza and Wagon Train and other Western. He really,
Lost in Space.
yes, he really liked Westerns, but of course, he did also show up as a space pirate.
Yep.
Captain Alonzo P. Tucker in Lost in Space. And he's very good at that. And so that's how I instantly recognized him. He also was in Escape from the Planet of the Apes. And there you have it. That's Albert Salmi. That was What a World with his own tape recorder, says Phantom Outsider. And in the end, the main character throws Rod Serling's envelope with the tape in the fire. Dean Stockwell was the lead in Quality of Mercy. There you are. Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Phantom Outsider. Glad you're here.
Thank you. Yes. I was trying to remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so Mr. Diedrich makes it very clear that he doesn't want to be toyed with. He just wants to get down to business because Feathersmith's like a cat. He likes to play with his food before he kills it. And so Diedrich is played by John Anderson, which I think he was also in other Twilight Zone episodes too. So we're getting into that point.
Well, he played Gabriel. That one episode with the trumpets. And also John Anderson. Here we go with our first actor from Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Of a Lonely Heart.
And he is Kevin Uxbridge in The Survivors. So he is a Dowd who killed all of the Hoosnock everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I knew you'd remember him.
So I was very happy to see John.
Yeah, those dueling planets where one is taking advantage of the other one, keeping them drug addicted. So
no, that's Symbiosis. That's the one.
Oh, see, why do I get them mixed up?
I don't
know.
You
know what? The Survivor. I don't remember Survivor. I got to rewatch Survivor.
Yeah, it's a really good episode.
The Old Man in the Cave.
Oh, it has a godlike alien in it. That's why I'm getting
the godlike alien.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm almost getting there. Thank you. Snack. Okay, so anyway, he was also in the Odyssey of Flight 33, the other that other Twilight Zone episode, which is really good with the dinosaur.
The Old Man in the Cave.
A Passage for Trumpet with Jack Klugman. Yep. Yeah. The Survivors. Remind me to watch that later. And yeah, there you have it. That's pretty much all that I really recognize. Of course, he's done like hundreds of things. But
MacGyver,
Feathersmith, he's thinking about the first time Diedrich brought him into business. And Diedrich's like, oh yes, I regret that. I regret that day. And oh yeah. He said, Bill Feathersmith, I like your style, boy. I want you in with me. But yeah, he definitely regrets that. And we've got Albert Salmi of course, is trying to affect an old person's voice on top of some other accent that I'm having trouble figuring out.
Is that like the mid-Atlantic accent that was popular at the time?
Is that what that is?
I think so.
No. Well, thank you, because I couldn't figure it out myself. And of course, we have old age makeup here for everybody.
Yeah, and I gave it a pass right as soon as I saw it, because you can see the seam of the bald cap and everything, and I was like, yeah, because I get the DVDs, and obviously you're probably watching it in at least 1080p now. But considering the time and the makeup, you really wouldn't have shown up on, a 13-inch black and white television set.
Yeah.
But what about a 30-inch black and white television?
I don't even think you must be rich.
I don't know. How big were those? Well, I guess maybe it might have been 30 inches, but the actual screen, what I mean is like it's a big piece of furniture, and then the screen itself is like 20 at the most.
Yeah, you gotta measure the screen.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Mid-Atlantic. Anyway, also he really loves cigars. And he likes to chew on the end of it and like spit it out. I don't really know what the function of that is, but
Yeah, it's like the Three
it's part of
Stooges.
what makes him obnoxious.
Well, but okay, so there are cigars that you can get that are pre-punctured at the end, so that you don't have to do anything. You just light the cigar and draw from it. But higher end hand rolled cigars would have one end sealed or both ends sealed, and so there are cigar cutters that you would have to remove one end so that you could light it and draw from it. So it is a sign of wealth to have those. But typically, yes, if you were a gentleman, you'd be using a cigar cutter or something to puncture the end. But he's a bite the end off and shoot it into a spittoon kind of guy.
Clearly. And Diedrich, well, Feathersmith, damn it. You never did like me, says Diedrich says I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that I never did like you. I have disliked and detested you with great cordiality. Cordiality, yeah. And I found you to be, from the moment you came into my office, a predatory, grasping, conniving, acquisitive animal of a man. I never use the word acquisitive. Anyway, without heart, without conscience, without compassion, and without even a subtle hint of the common decencies. Like, there were several times in this episode that he's addressed in this way, being told how terrible he is.
Yeah, I think he knows, like, this Dietrich probably knows this guy has something on him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be there, and this guy wouldn't be as giddy as he is. So, he's being brave and, kind of like angering him even more.
Oh, Phantom Outsider says there was a mass-produced 27-inch black and white TV, but there was a 30-inch Dumont, but it was produced in limited quantities. So, okay, it's 27-inch. Thank you. That's the one I should say 27, not 30. Now I know.
Well, there was a 30, but rare.
Limited, so most people didn't have it. And the only compliment they can give each other is that they both say exactly what's on their mind. And so Feathersmith is finally convinced to say what he wants to say. He says, I've got my business in all sorts of industrial parts of the, subjects, mining, steel, electronics, railroads. The only piece he needs is Diedrich's Tool and Die Company. And he's got it now. Yeah, apparently.
Yes.
13,000 employees, and Diedrich is dragged in here every month, and he's like, "No, I'm not selling. No, I'm not selling." But this time, Feathersmith is forcing the sale somehow. I don't know how. He got a hold of the loan.
And
that
somehow Dietrich's in a loan that is like payable on demand, meaning anytime the lender can just say, you got to pay up now. It's like, what?
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea, right?
But also, Dietrich, to me, seems like a reasonable individual who values his business relationships. And so he probably acquired that loan with someone that he trusted. And Feathersmith probably, by the way that he describes it, is that he probably paid more than $3 million for the loan. Like, he probably paid 4 or 5. And so I think that's where it was a good faith loan, and then unfortunately business is business, and so that's how I sort of took it.
Because everything has a price, but I just didn't know you could buy somebody's loan and then buy their business that way. That is
well, yeah, you can buy loans.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you can buy mortgages.
That's pretty dark.
Yeah, mortgages. Yeah, I've had mortgages in my life that were sold around the place.
Well, and I guess it wasn't somebody all that trustworthy then. And so And so he buys the note and he calls it immediately. And of course, Diedrich does not have the funds to pay for this loan since he needed it to begin with. And he says, "You'll bankrupt me. You'll kill off everything I have, everything I own." And of course, that's what Feathersmith wants, because now he can take over his business. And we've got our opening credits. Scotty, do you want the opening or closing today?
Closing.
All right.
Oh, do you want the closing?
Oh, me? No.
Okay.
I should have just been quiet.
This is
it'll be painful hearing me
nice.
read it.
I invited you here to tell you how much I think you suck. Well, actually, it was more like I invited you here so you could tell me how much you think I suck. And then I can, like, ruin your life by buying all your stuff. And the TV screens were measured diagonally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. He bought the loan off Mr. Potter from Pottersville instead of the Bailey Building and Loan.
Hello, movie house.
Banks trade mortgages all the time. Look at what happened. Is that he bought the loan for way more than what it was owed. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why Scotty said also possibly $5 million, which is definitely a possibility. But man, that's dark. And so Sterling says, "Witness a murder. The killer is Mr. William Feathersmith, a robber baron whose body composition is made up of a refrigeration plant covered by thick skin. In a moment, Mr. Feathersmith will proceed on his daily course of conquest and calumny with yet another business dealing, but this one will be one of those bizarre transactions that takes place in an odd marketplace known as the Twilight Zone."
Awesome.
Yeah. He went through a lot of links just to say that Feathersmith is really cold-hearted. A refrigeration plant covered in skin. Sounds gross.
Sterling does that.
He does.
Everything from poetry to, I don't know.
So Diedrich is leaving, and Feathersmith calls his employee just to put himself on the speakerphone so he can laugh and basically just pour salt in the wound. And but as it turns out, Albert Salmi was not very good. Like, he might be a good actor, but he was very bad at laughing on cue. And so they had to, like, they were having so much trouble. "David is a wonderful man," says the director, David Rich. "David, a wonderful man, came up to me and said, 'John, what am I going to do with Al? I can't use that laugh.' I don't know. But it sure ain't working, is it? I suggested that they lay down a soundtrack of somebody else's laughter.
Oh,
That's what they must have done, because they sure as hell couldn't use what old Al was giving them." There you go. I learned anything about Albert Salmi today. He can't laugh on cue.
Well, to
He has
do
the
it
same-
convincingly, yeah, it's difficult.
He has the same kind-hearted sensibilities of a polar bear on beach filled with seals. Wow. Oh, Snorty thought it was funny.
Yes.
And then we get the first reference to hell here. "Take me down, young man. Take me all the way down, if there's any place lower than this floor." And that's Diedrich.
Well, that's more like wanting to hide in a hole in the ground or something like that. I don't think he wants to go to hell.
No, he's saying this. Well, I was wondering if maybe he was saying this was already hell, and Feathersmith is the devil. But I don't know. I was just reading into it. So, but this is the scene where Feathersmith realizes that he has it all, and now he's not satisfied. He's bored. And Feathersmith, I guess he celebrated by just drinking all the liquor in his office, and because he's really very, very wasted when we see him again, and he's very contemplative, and he runs into Hecate, the custodian of the top 3 floors,
Mm.
and this is he's played by Wright King. Oh yeah, there he is, Wright King, and he was also on other Twilight Zones, and also Planet of the Apes.
He was in
And he
Planet of the
served.
Apes, huh?
Yeah, that's what it says here. Let's see. I'm not sure what he did in it though, but he was he also served in the Navy in World War II. I usually try to mention that when it happens. And then he in a different Twilight Zone? Yeah, he was also in Shadow Play, which is one where oh, what was that episode? That was like probably season 1, wasn't it? Let's see. And he did something with Steve McQueen, but I don't know what. And Wanted Dead or Alive.
Oh, nice.
And then he also appeared in Gunsmoke and Have Gun Will Travel. And so Feathersmith finds himself in the same place as Mr. Flint when he was Alexander the Great, who wept there were no more worlds to conquer. Yeah, that is exactly what Hecate says.
Well, that's not exactly true because Alexander the Great got kicked out of India when he was trying to invade.
It is a famous quote, though,
Oh.
or reference to Alexander the Great.
It's like, well, why don't you go to India and see if you can do it this time, buddy?
Yeah. But so Feathersmith he breaks a bottle. So he's kind of having a bit of a internal struggle destroying things. But he asks about the janitor, and he introduces himself, as we said, custodian of the top 3 floors. And he refuses the drink, probably because he's working right now. And and so yeah, he's Feathersmith's being reflective, and he's getting nostalgic for his old life and thinking about where he came from, and starts talking about Cliffordville, and we find out that Hecate also is from there, and of course we see the tell from Hecate that he twists his hair, and that's just a thing he does 3 times during the episode. And Feathersmith says, "We're very much alike, both from Cliffordville, and we both put our pants on one leg at a time. And there the similarity ends." And then, as we mentioned already, the Alexander the Great quote from Hecate saying, "He cried because he had no more worlds to conquer. I guess maybe he was kind of like you, Mr. Feathersmith." Because Mr. Feathersmith's got everything. He's gotten to the top, and there's nowhere else for him to go. So now he's bored. He wants to start over, knowing what he knows now. And then he says, "Getting it, that was the kick. Getting it, not having it." And so, of course, you think of the quote from Spock, because that's this channel. After time, you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing, after all, as wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true. And that is that is how he feels right now. And so he tries to leave. Oh yeah, look at that. That's him destroying the bottle. There he goes.
Which is kind of a jerk move to do in front of the janitor, who is going to have to clean it up.
Yeah, it is. But he's the jerk. That's his whole thing.
He is a jerk. He is a jerk.
He's a jerk to everybody. And surprising he's nice even for a couple of seconds.
Yes,
So
and
he
this would be
tries to get
jerk
to
in the modern sense. Remember,
yeah,
like last week or 2 weeks ago, jerk
Yeah.
meant something different back then.
jerk man like a loser,
Yeah.
but
Well,
he,
we've
you know,
redefined
jerk
that
in the
too. We
modern
would still call
vernacular.
this guy what a loser.
Well,
So he's a robber
yeah, we're
baron.
getting there. We're getting there. He's trying to get to the lobby, but instead he ends up on the 13th floor. And of course, famously, a lot of buildings skip the 13th floor.
Mm.
I mean, the 13th floor is still there. It's just people are superstitious, so they go from 12 to 14.
Yes. And so if you're on the 14th floor, you're lying to yourself and everyone on it.
Yes. Well, and every subsequent floor, you gotta subtract one. But anyway, we've on the 13th floor. That makes sense. That is exactly where the devil will open up her shop, and we do have our first female devil, because we've had this happen before where somebody sells their soul for something in the Twilight Zone. But this is the first time it's a lady. And so this is Devlin's travel service. And so of course we've got Julie Newmar.
Star Trek Connection number 2.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Friday's
also Star Trek.
Child.
And obviously Catwoman.
Yeah. I mean, she might be the only lady who gets to slap Dr. McCoy.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Yes.
Didn't Natira slap Dr. McCoy? I forget.
Oh,
How dare you
maybe.
touch me? Or maybe that was Julie Newmar from Friday.
That is Julie Newmar.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's all I remember from what she does in that episode. She's pregnant. And yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I know she's done a lot of stuff, but what else has she done? Let's see. She did Friday's Child and the Bandwagon. My problem here is I don't know all this stuff. She does a lot of Broadway stuff. She won a Tony Award for Best Featured Accent in a actress in a play. But it didn't say what play.
I thought you said accent. And it's like
Accent.
wow.
I know I did say accent, but I meant to
Offer
say
awards
actress.
for that. That's cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Best Mid-Atlantic accent.
And her Catwoman costume is in the Smithsonian. That's nice. And she also played an advanced female robot in My Living Doll, because I was looking for sci-fi stuff. That's fun. Probably good. And so Mr. Feathersmith is perturbed because he owns this building and doesn't know about this business. And she says, "Oh, I just opened up. As a matter of fact, I've opened it for your convenience." And she already knows who he is and what he wants. And so you can actually already see her horns in this hat, but you think it's just part of the hat until she takes the hat off.
Oh, if you read the door.
Yeah.
That's true. Anyway, there you go. Hat, no hat. Also, Batman connection. Yeah. She was the wife of Tierra and Regent for the Child. She's also in My Living Doll pre-Batman. Sadly, only 10 episodes are known to exist, and the others are presumed destroyed. That's terrible. No, I when I saw that she was a robot, I thought that was kind of fun to learn about, but
I thought she was a living doll.
She is.
Yeah, definitely. And so Feathersmith immediately knows where he wants to go. Obviously, he wants to go to Cliffordville and do it all over again. But this time, he wants to get the girl and become richer sooner to be able to enjoy his money more. Because the first time he did it, he had to work really hard all the time, so this time he's gonna use his knowledge of the future to get his riches faster this time.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep. that should go very well, right?
Well, and I like how he tries to peddle his soul first. And it's like, oh, no, this is not a good soul. I can't accept this soul.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He thinks that he's above it, and he can just, I know I'm not one of your bumpkins, your country bumpkins, sell your soul for a nickel. So he knows he wants to look exactly like he did when he was first in that time, and retain all his knowledge.
Yeah, you
And
forgot the internal organs.
yeah, he did forget the internal organs. Yes, he did, and that is a very big part of his undoing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's sort of, yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is also, it's interesting to see, because already I know what's happening here. She's going to teach him a moral lesson. You just,
Mm-hmm.
see it coming.
Yeah.
And it's like interesting that you would use a devil to do that.
That is interesting. It feels more like the devil is doing God's work in this episode.
In a way.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of by punishing an evil man.
And yeah, and like you said, he thinks that he can give up his soul, but she's already got it. So because of she brings out a file. She's got a whole file of all the things he's done, the lives he's ruined, people he drove to end themselves. Has accumulated to such a degree that he's lost his soul already. And instead she wants his fortune. I don't know what she would need his fortune for, except for the punishment itself. And so he's liquidated. He's worth $36 million. We're just going to say 36 million.
Sure.
And it's $36,981,412.14. So, but anyway, if we just say 36 million, that's worth about 393 million today. And
yep. And this is what this is. No, I didn't even look it up. I was, in terms of the monetary value that Mr. Feathersmith is in possession of, I'm like, okay, I get it that you want to go back and do this stuff, but also he, like, the guy's a jerk. Like, I hate this guy, and I'm supposed to. And so his entire desires and plans, I'm just like, you idiot. And so this is another one of, this is an episode where I'm sitting there and being like, come on, come up.
Yeah, you're just waiting for it. You know what's going to happen.
But you know what's going to happen too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
because we've seen, like, we're seasoned Twilight Zone aficionados at this point. We know what's going to happen, but we don't know how it's going to happen.
Well, just as far as stories go, it's like you could see what the story is doing, and you've experienced things like that before.
Well, and it's not just stripping away his wealth or his influence and everything like that, which is great to watch. Don't get me wrong. But the thing that I do enjoy the most is that at every turn, it's just one humiliation after another one. And everyone just laughs at him. And being the character that he is, that that's the thing that'll sting the most.
So. Definitely. The humiliation is something he loves to inflict on others. He doesn't want it to happen to him. Phantom Outsider says the devil is in the details, after all.
True
also,
story.
If you know what is going to happen, you would not need to do dastardly deeds. And so of course the price is almost all of his fortune except for $1,412.14, which he can use as seed capital for his for rebuilding his fortune. And Feathersmith decides he can do this by buying land that has black gold in it, that has oil that he can profit off of. And that's the deal is done. Oh, and also Devlin says I can also make it so that the banker's daughter is yours and you don't have to court her, but he says he wants to earn everything again because that's where the fun is. And so that's how he signs away his fortune. And let's see. Oh no, there's a Twitch bot.
Oh
One
no!
day I'll
Stitching
stop
us.
getting bots and get real people in there.
Hooray!
I don't know how to, I still haven't looked into Twitch yet, but it's there. Hopefully everybody's doing all right today. Let's see, we've got Sorty saying hello to you, Lawrence.
Hello. Yeah, I know. In that voice.
Oh, the last thing that she says, though, of course, she sends him off saying that she hopes he receives everything that you deserve. Is actually all I wrote down, so I don't remember the whole quote.
Yeah, and he does. I still can't get past the fact that he's just like, I want to do it again, but faster and easier. And it's like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Have you seen the horns?
Yeah,
But it was
exactly.
it was the actual way it was written was a little more clever. I just got down to the point, but she really plays into his ego when she talks to him.
Oh yeah, she says, the amount of money that you'll have left over, that will buy some good land, and and she's like, you already know all this stuff, and it'll be easy for you, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
If he was smart. Oh, okay.
No,
flattery does.
Yeah.
Get him to give up everything.
Feed the ego.
Phantom Outsider says if he was smart, he could have used his advanced knowledge to sidestep any problem, but you need to ensure all conditions were as they were, except if you have foresight. Otherwise, conditions change. Well, and the main problem here is that what he remembers of the past is not how it actually was.
No.
And that's
well, you tend to forget or get
problem.
things wrong, and also, it's hard to outwit an archangel.
Yeah,
it's true.
Or a former one.
And so he looks back to the travel office, but now the door is gone, and the office itself is also gone. Everything's gone. So now he goes back, and as he stands in the elevator, he's transported to an airplane.
Yeah,
No biggie. It
weird.
Takes it in
Yeah,
stride.
it's
Weird step to take, considering that he was going to have to end up on a train. I don't know why he stops off at the flight first, but I guess, hour-long episode, we might as well add another minute or two to the run.
I know why.
Why?
Because they're trying to display the future versus the past, and the future is a jet airline, and the past is a choo-choo train.
Yeah.
Did you just say choo-choo?
Or he'd be in the backseat of a biplane.
Yes.
Oh no, that might have even been.
But see, they also do it here with the watch. So you got a little stopwatch here that probably has a little battery in it, and then you switch to the mechanical pocket watch here.
Yeah, I guess it fits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you were cracking the planes and trains jokes earlier, I totally forgot about this. Well, of course, it was a week ago that I saw it, but
yeah, that's all right. It's not a complicated story.
But it's important, this whole transition stuff. Yeah, that was well done. I mean, him just kind of stepping into the airplane from the building just like that, and just no big deal, was a little odd, but you get over it.
Yeah. Well, it's just how the devil works.
A bit surprised.
He was very disturbed, but he just let it happen. Like, he didn't panic or anything.
Yeah.
Let's see. There are a couple of people in the Rumble chat. I don't know if they're still there. I've been ignoring them. There's Mad G. We have Mad G, Empire State Rail fan, who was also here for my stream, my Final Fantasy stream, which went really, really well. I got through a lot of stuff. on that stream and cleaned up the marsh cave and everything. And then we've also got the Empire State Rail fan saying, now, would that be the same principle of debt collectors buying debt from individuals who don't pay their credit cards? Yeah, that's also what I was thinking. Yes, I think so. Yeah, we were mentioning mortgages, but I think it applies there too. I'm still lurking. Yay, you're still here. Good news. Okay. Anyway, there was an announcement on the plane where Feathersmith fixed his watch, and as he does, it turned into the mechanical pocket watch. And so, yes, now he's gone back in time to 1910, and he looks as he did at that time. And the plane also turned into a train. And they are at Cliffordville. And Feathersmith says, Cliffordville, the devil, you say. And that line is a bit of a joke from Serling that he put into the script. He says, the devil, you say, was the name of a Charles Beaumont short story. Published in January 1951 in the issue of Amazing Stories. And that short story was used for Printer's Devil, which was a pretty good episode that we reviewed. You remember that? Oh, and you said hi on Rumble too. Yes. And yeah, just a few weeks ago. And he's delighted to see how he looks younger. And he's got hair now. Yep. And so he's in Cliffordville, population 779. And well, and it starts the cracks start to show immediately because he starts complaining about the unpaved roads as he's stepping in the mud. And he also wonders
those?
Yeah. Well, the past is often idealized to be better than remember it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
Oh, things aren't like they were when I was
go
a
back
kid.
and it's like, oh, it's dial-up.
Yeah, right. And you have people yelling at you to get off the internet so they can use the phone.
Right.
Or for me, we only had a certain number of minutes because we had like we had Net Zero for free.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I would get in trouble because I used it to download music, and my mom needed it to pay the bills.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. And if you wanted a stereo MP3 file, yeah, it could take like 20 minutes to download.
Yeah. But you really appreciated the file you got when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, it didn't corrupt. We're happy. But anyway, yeah. Also, on top of the mud, there's also fewer inoculations, and so he learns that the yellow flags on top of the house mean that the home has people suffering from typhoid. Unfortunately, though, and I guess in this universe, typhoid is not is still a problem, but in reality, the typhoid vaccines were first made in the late 1890s, so they should be okay. But it doesn't mean people still can't get infected, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, but it also means that, by the time people get them and everything like that, it's a prevention. It doesn't mean that people already had it.
That's true.
Or
That's
any
true.
better off. But that is,
sense.
I guess, about almost 20 years.
Well, and with the population of 779, the vaccine might exist, but it hasn't gotten to this town.
Yeah.
And he also meets this younger Hecate, and he realizes that's who he is. And so Feathersmith says he has a great future, which is some fun foreshadowing.
Well, it's also him sort of twisting the dagger for something that he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Again, F this guy.
Exactly. And
F.
he
Scott
does his little twirl.
Fitzgerald. This
There you
guy.
go.
Yeah. Well, and he thinks he's privileged because he thinks he has 50 years of knowledge on everybody. And so with these 50 years of knowledge, he decides to buy some land. Oh, right. I forgot. He also
Well, he
runs into
broadcast that. He told Miss Devlin before he even left. So she knew what his initial plan was to begin with.
Yeah. And we also meet
Diedrich?
what's his name? Diedrich, yeah. It's a very strange, awkward introduction.
Well, it is that
kind of creates a different introduction than was original, or there originally, probably.
yes.
Well, this is before all those years of being around the guy or having to deal with him trying to conquer you.
Mhm.
So Diedrich obviously has a different personality.
Yeah, and something tells me that when he was younger, Feathersmith might have understood some humility and might have had definitely had a stronger work ethic, because he had to work hard to get where he is. But at this point, he's been resting on his laurels, and yeah, now he's acting like that 73-year-old and not a younger, more hardworking man who has to climb up a ladder slowly. So yeah, there's definitely a different personality, I'm sure.
Well,
50 years of useless knowledge as he was Kobayashi Maru'd. The conditions of the test have changed. Sorry, Scott.
Well, and it is like he wants to go back so that he can rebuild his empire. But if he's so certain of his future knowledge, isn't it just going to be as sort of empty as it is currently while he has the 36 million? Like, it is all as far as he's concerned, he's going to come back and everything is guaranteed. He just wants to do it quicker and then enjoy it or whatever, and marry the homely woman. But like, I still, his motivations are dastardly. He is dastardly. And then you're absolutely right. He's broadcasting it. But he's an idea man. He has no hands-on experience. He has no function. I think even Rod in the narration calls him a robber baron. So he's never actually built anything of his own. He's just taken it from others.
He doesn't realize that, though. He thinks that he's capable of creating, and he's actually not capable of creating. And that is another big theme of the episode, which we're not going to realize until he buys the land.
Yes.
And we get through these scenes, and we'll see precisely what you're talking about. Which is
I don't mean to jump
but
ahead.
first, no, but that's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
But you're right. You're right. That's precisely his problem, is that he, well, and if we want to call him evil, as the token says, cannot create, it can only destroy, which is how he got to the top.
Corrupt stuff too, yeah.
This kind of reminds me, there's an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Ed Asner plays like a businessman, and he comes in on a Friday, and it's casual Friday, and he just starts being like, "The hell are you wearing? You look like you're going to go to a damn rodeo." And so it's sort of reminded me of something. So this, because it's like, well, I don't let business get in the way of pleasure, or vice versa, whatever he says.
And the Feathersmith says, "I never let pleasure interfere with my business."
Right. Which is,
and he's extremely rude.
Yeah.
To Gibbons.
And so we get a drawn out negotiation scene. 50 cents, $4.
Yeah.
75 cents, $3.
I'm not. Yeah. He's that's what they do. He's trying to buy the land, Widow Turner's land, and he whittles it down to, he wants to pay 50 cents an acre to save some money, but they have to haggle all the way to $1, which is the only way he could afford the land, and he gets it. And he's assuming He's assuming Gibbons doesn't know there's oil under the land.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, Kev.
Kevin's here. Hey, Kevin's back. Hey, Kevin. He bought useless land for no seals as far as the eye can see. Yeah, there are no seals, but lots of mosquitoes. And he knows it's a swamp.
I drink your milkshake. I drink it up.
Yeah, but before, after he finishes closing the steel,
Yeah, then he decides to do a dance and, you know.
Yeah, he does a dance. And then he asks about Gibbons' daughter. And in his mind, he remembers her as being very beautiful. And has an idealized memory of her. And he wants to meet her. And it is agreed upon. But of course, he's at first insulted the way he asks, but it still works out. And then we meet Joanna Gibbons, and she's not quite how Feathersmith remembers her. Her mother is also just sitting there too, just watching on as her daughter blathers about inanities as she as she seems to be trying to eat an entire box of chocolates that are goody.
Have another bonbon. And yes, it was. I did comment on the old man makeup and how it was visible on a higher definition. Mm-hmm. I don't think that her mustache would have shown up on old TVs. So that's a nice thing that was uncovered.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously put there on purpose. None of the text, the Martin Grams Jr., nor the Mark Scott Zicree book talk about her mustache, but I was kind of curious about that too.
It's like, but anyway. That must have been an idea. It's like, hey, I have an idea. We can make it look real raunchy with a mustache.
Yeah, it's like when you and I understand that acting, you're not going to always play the most attractive or the most pleasant of individuals, and this goes for anybody. But then, so it's like, all right, I'm going to audition for this thing, and it's like, okay, I'm going to play homely woman. All right,
well, because
give her the Charlie.
They have
Chaplin.
to give her a mustache because she's not actually ugly. So they actually what makes her unattractive is how she won't stop talking. Yeah. And she keeps talking, and she doesn't allow anybody any room to respond to her questions.
Yeah, I don't think they needed the mustache. That probably would have been enough. And
yeah,
it's not that she. I mean, yeah, she's done up to look annoying, and the hair probably could have been. Yeah, it's meant to.
And that
outplay the looks and everything. I think they did enough. You don't have to say, oh, let's put a few moles on her.
They did.
And make sure the moles are hairy too. Oh no.
What the hell? Is that a spider on her forehead? What's going on there?
Oh
yeah, exactly. That little curly hair, that was also, and then they said don't pluck your eyebrows for a while. And then we're
they may have overdid it a little bit. It's like you didn't notice it back then and remember that.
The cherry on the Sunday for that this whole thing of making her unattractive is her singing voice, and of course the father being her. You don't think it was that bad?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that great, but it wasn't that bad.
I thought it was pretty bad. I think Babe from Babe does a better job. I didn't get any clips, but this reminded me of this moment in Babe. Yep. I'm not sharing audio, am I? Let's see. Yeah, I am.
You ain't sharing any.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
I haven't seen Babe in a while.
Hey?
That'll do, Pig.
Yeah, but Babe is much cuter and sings better than this girl.
Yes.
Oh boy.
And yeah, so that's it. She just can't stop talking, and so that's it. It's the first big disillusionment that Feathersmith has, and then we never see her again for the rest of the episode.
Thank God.
And thank heaven. Yeah.
It's
And
like,
I
what's the
didn't
matter with
repeat.
this guy's memory?
Yeah, that's some pretty terrible. Well, that's nostalgia glasses. That's why I called it that. That's why I put that
Yeah.
as the title,
I don't know.
because it's nostalgia
I
glasses
think they
for the
overdid
past.
it a little bit. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess that is sort of subtle foreshadowing that his, he's got an age-addled mind, and so while he may look like he did in 1910, he certainly, his interior is riddled with, dementia and whatever it is.
Nice pig. No,
Don't eat the pig. Don't eat, babe.
Anyway, here they are at their meeting. They're gonna have some beer, and there's a reason. So okay, I wrote too much about that. How horrified Mr. Featherworth was with Joanna. Oh yeah, she sings Feathersmith. Oh yes, like she sings. Of course, the dad thinks that she sings really well, so he says, "Oh yes, like a bird," and then a ruptured rooster.
Like a bird.
And anyway, that's the last I'll say about her. And so he discovers this is his first big mistake, and it's the one that really takes him down. And he meets with Gibbons.
He already made a big mistake before that too.
But he doesn't know it was a mistake until this moment.
Yeah.
And we've got Diedrich and Gibbons as they finalize the transaction. So no, yeah, this is the mistake. Like he actually makes it official here. And he thinks he won, so he starts gloating.
Yeah.
And he thinks that and Diedrich says, "Oh, you're putting all your eggs in one basket." And Feathersmith jokes that he has an exclusive contract with the hen. Okay. But then he doesn't. Then he gloats and he says, "Oh, I've got all this gold now. You just sold me land that's worth millions." And Diedrich says, "Oh, yeah, no, we know about that. Of course, we did a survey on the land when we got it, and we know about the oil, but it's so far down, it might as well be on the moon, because the technology to get that oil out of the ground will not be invented until 1937.
Yeah, they don't have the big drills yet.
Yeah. Yeah, Feathersmith says, "What do you mean it can't be taken out? You could drill down 5 miles if you needed to." Well, you could perhaps, but nobody else on Earth could. And at that, you'd better get up off that seat and start inventing some new kind of drill. And that's when reality hits Feathersmith that he doesn't know how to make drills. He doesn't know how to procure oil from the ground. He just knows how to tell other people to do it for him.
Mm-hmm. Which
and so
and so I do like this, because this is the first real humiliation. Like everything else has been sort of a misunderstanding or an anticipation for something that isn't possible quite yet. But this is when he finally gets the first of the punches to the gut that made me giggle. And it's like, yes, laugh at him. Laugh at him.
Yes. He gets up from the table looking sick, and he says, "Oh, it's something I ate, I think." And Diedrich says, "Something you ate, no doubt, like crow, Mr. Feathersmith."
Crow pudding.
And they all laugh.
Old men laughing about money.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yes. Yeah, so he finds out the land he's got is worthless unless he could wait 37 years. But as we've already mentioned, his body is 75 years old. He's not going to be alive likely in 37 years. And even if he is, he's not going to be able to enjoy it. Phantom Outsider says, wasn't that a seal mating call she was doing? Startopoopas Cuber. Like, she sings and seals show up. I don't know if that is no, I do think the singing was pretty bad. But Tim is here. Hail, Jill. Show them the Twilight Zone meme I sent you. You sent me a meme?
FKHC.
Oh, that one. Right. Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah. FKHC 2005 is here, but we also call him Tim.
Or
Hey, Tim.
fried Kentucky house chicken.
Okay, so that's
I don't know.
fried Kentucky house chicken.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I don't know. It's about KFC. It was in my head with FKHC. It just adapted.
There's the meme that Tim wants you to see. And for people who cannot see it, it says,
I was wondering whether you were going to read it off or not.
I'll do
You
it,
see that?
Jill. I'm the
Okay.
potty mouth.
It's a matinee.
okay, thank you.
God damn, you see that shit? That was fucking crazy.
Thank you. That's good. I wasn't sure how to read that. That's how you read it. Thank you.
Yes.
And so we end up in a old-fashioned kind of mechanic shop. I don't know if they call it a mechanic shop, but like garage. They're
Blacksmith.
fixing carriages.
That's where
Blacksmith,
people
maybe, yeah.
invent stuff, and that's where you want to go. Well, especially if
Mm.
it's the Midwest. I don't know if they said, but you want to go into a Midwest garage where guys are making stuff.
Yeah, and he
Well-
tries to use his future knowledge to invent stuff, as you're saying.
Which is okay. Before we get to the inventions, I just want to say the short follically challenged individual. That is our third and final Star Trek of the night, and so that is one of the boys from A Piece of the Action. Hey, all I ever see is you and a couple of your boys. I don't see no Federation. There's over 300 guys aboard that ship, says you. So we get our third Star Trek guy.
Yay.
Oh.
Wow. This is full of Star Trek.
Yep.
This episode. Wonderful. You know who could have been on the show and it could have been good? Peter Sellers.
Oh, yeah. I just saw a Peter Sellers movie for the first time that I've been wanting to see for a long time called Being There. It's great. It's about an idiot who becomes the president.
Wow. He pitches the idea of a self-starting automobile, you know, to crank it or anything. And
The guy could have just walked into this place and said, so I got this idea. It's called an iPod. Make it.
that is the modern equivalent of that idea.
Well, that's what he's doing.
Don't you know what a starter is? Make this
Yeah.
thing. Make the car go.
Oh, we couldn't have thought of.
but of
thought
course,
of the dream of that ourselves. No.
but of course, these guys say, "Well, I'm going to need the blueprints and the specifications, and I'll make it for you." Of course, Feathersmith has neither of these things because he cannot create. He is only good at business, and he has absolutely no skills outside of that. And so he's made his money off of other people's work. As Scotty said previously, he doesn't create. But he had a delusion that he was a genius and was captain of all these industries when he really is captain of nothing except for taking over other people's work and sapping them dry. So then since they couldn't create the starter or the iPod, he says the radio, television, plastics, aluminum, airplanes. He just lists stuff as if they can all make all these things.
Yeah, like they all know what it means.
Sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook.
Mhm.
Ill-tempered Dagnabbit, son of a gun.
What year are they in again?
1910.
1910.
Okay. Yeah, close to Airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And very
Well,
close.
but-
very close.
Yeah, and this is also like, I'm glad that we got to see that one time travel episode where he goes back and tries to kill Hitler and tries to do stuff to make the world a better place. And this guy, like, he even sees the typhoid flags, and he doesn't be like, I should talk to a doctor and find out if they can do penicillin or something. And it's like, no, I want to buy the land. And it's like, you jerk.
Yeah. Well, we have airplanes, but I think that he's talking about like maybe jet aircraft.
Wait a
Because
minute, let me look that up.
Well, but even what I just watched The Aviator, the Howard Hughes movie, and so they were still like, they would have. And it wasn't. I think Howard Hughes made The Aviator, like the movie, what the title comes from, in like 1920 something, 7 or 9, and like Howard Hughes redesigned the airplane from biplanes into a monoplane. You didn't need both wings because there was a structural problem. So even the innovations of early airplanes hadn't really been fully realized and wouldn't be realized for another 20 years ish.
Yeah, I thought it was 1911, 1903.
yeah, 1903. Yeah, Wright brothers.
Yeah.
So we've got Phantom Outsider says IBM was a startup in 1911. Get in on the ground floor on that. And maybe he could have done that,
for
but
typewriters.
he ruins himself in one day. He can't last the whole year apparently.
Well, it is kind of dumb to. Well, I guess he does have his eyes set on getting the land, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna go back with $1,400, and that's gonna change my life, and it's gonna be great. And it's like, you're not gonna go to like an economic center. You're gonna go to a place with a population of 774.
Well, that's where he started.
I guess.
He
wanted to do it all again, and he thought this time I could do it better and faster.
Yeah, I want to be on Viridian 3. That's where I want to go.
Trip.
And okay, so here's another time that they laugh at him. There's Feathersmith says there's nothing standing in our way. All it takes is just a little imagination, just a little drive. Let's talk it over. Let's see what appeals to you. Or if he was asking them to make the iPod, he would say, just think differently. And the engineer says, what appeals to me? Well, how about a nice, handsome perpetual motion machine? That one is pretty good. I like that because he says it deadpan.
And now we have a montage of insanity.
Yeah, right. Dutch angle time. It's Dutch angle time. It's a montage of him repeating the lines from the last scene and trying to convince other people that he has all the knowledge of future inventions that are going to change the world and make lots of money. And everybody just thinks he's a joke. He's not actually, all he's being successful at is being a comedian, because all anyone seems to be doing right now is laughing at him. And because none of these ideas are feasible unless you know the engineering behind the ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he's trying to draw on the ground, which is the first time he's ever tried to draw in his life, probably. I don't know. I don't really know what he did with his life before this.
Well, he draws a pedal on the ground, and then he starts stamping on his own little doodle, and then he starts spinning the wagon wheel manually, and it's like, that's how it works. It's like, no.
Get it now?
Don't you understand?
Yeah, he's got no concept of any of the stuff. And so now he's also realizing that he's losing his physicality, that this is the first time he's realized he might look young, but he's just as old as he was at the beginning on the inside, and it's catching up with him.
Which kind of comes out of nowhere. I guess there should be that clause that the devil tricked you into doing something that you didn't necessarily want to do. And so it's like, oh, and I've got old man insides. I'm so tired. I'm 73. And It's like, yep.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
it
stress
does
can
come.
really make you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it
yeah.
does come. It does come out of nowhere, but I'm thinking that maybe he was relatively healthy despite.
And plus, he
Uh,
was used to it, so it's
mhm.
not as noticeable. You feel, oh, I'm looking young and all this stuff, but you don't, since you didn't feel a change, you don't necessarily notice it unless you had an issue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like if I said I want to go back to like 1997 and I want to look like I was in 1997 and I woke up and then it's like, why does my back still hurt? This
Yeah,
shouldn't be.
That's true.
because you look
I look
27.
yeah.
You feel your age. Oh, I forgot to mention, I like the Dutch angles, but then at one point he falls with the Dutch angles, and I'm like, I thought the Dutch angles was just for us to feel
Nope.
his terror, but now he's losing his sense of gravity, and then we spin. I like the spinning. But yes, now
The disorientation
he,
of an aged man.
Yeah, that's how I
this
feel.
this one could have been the thumbnail too, because I just that's kind of fun seeing her in the mirror. And he's yep, the bones of a 75-year-old man. She didn't change me inside. That's why I've been so tired. Why I can't function. Because inside I'm already the way I was. And yep. He's not feeling too good. And Miss Devlin confirms this. Nothing was mentioned about changing your chronological age. You said you wanted to look 30, which is precisely the way you look. We said nothing about your inside.
You're going to make sure this comment from Phantom Outsider resonates with the world.
Yeah, AT&T started in 1899, so there was that way. Oh, that's true. Standard OI stock was available. It was an established company. Apparently, the episode just says that he tries other investments that don't pan out, but I don't know what he tried. We don't get into too much detail.
Well, considering that he does buy land that is completely useless until 1937, it does make sense. Like he could be, and I'm doing modern frame of reference because I don't know what the successful companies, like the more successful companies, would have been in the day. But it's like going back to 1910 or 1920, whenever Nintendo was founded, and it was a playing card game company, and it's like Nintendo wouldn't take off until later. IBM, same deal. Like.
Well,
but again,
I mean, their typewriters really got widespread, I think. But
in 1910?
Well, no, I don't. You would have to wait, but I guess he has 70-year-old inside, so he doesn't have long to wait.
Yeah, like I guess I would just start buying Furbies if I went back to like.
Yeah, but he wasted all his money on that land, like what it was said earlier. You put all your eggs in one basket. Even if you have foresight, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
that's let's
go back to the 90s. Buy Google stock, Apple stock,
Amazon,
Bitcoin. So I want to thank Words and Pictures over on Twitch for following. Hey, that's my 10th follower on Twitch. Words and
Pictures. Good to see you.
Great. Yeah, great. Might be lurking, but thank you for that. And I do want to mention, okay, here I'm putting something from the Mark Scott Zicree Twilight Zone Companion about when Serling purchased Blind Alley. And so now it talks about the short story. The story concerned an elderly, unscrupulous millionaire industrialist who, on his last legs, makes a deal with the devil to go back in time 40 years to Cliffordville, the town of his boyhood, with the intention of starting over. Only trouble is that he forgot to mention that he wanted to be young again, foolishly assuming it was part of the deal, so that he arrives in the town old and sick and dies soon after. It was an adequate gimmick story, but not a classic. Serling adapted it here and making numerous changes, but keeping some of the basics. So that's the original story. I think these were some good changes. take the last train to Cliffordville.
I will meet you at the station.
And so Devlin explains that she fulfilled everything exactly as the contract stated. She gave him exactly what he wanted. And this kind of phenomenon of a person appearing to be a different age while retaining their biology is also in one of the 80s Twilight Zone. I forget. It says in the segment Aqua Vita, the withdrawal symptoms of a magical water causes the main character to appear elderly without changing her biological age of 40. So that's a reverse of this episode. Interesting. I don't remember that. Anyway, Feathersmith simply says he wanted the town exactly as it was, but it's not how he remembers it. And there's one thing I'm going to disagree with Mark Scott Zicree on. He says that the revelation that his body was still really 75 years old on the inside wasn't necessary. I think it was totally necessary. While I agree with Mark that it was his mind and memory that ultimately defeated him, without keeping his insides old, it would make no sense for him to desperately want to return to his own old time.
Exactly.
Because if he was young, he could just sit and wait it out. 27
Keep
years
trying.
for the land to be valuable.
Yeah, he would just keep trying. I mean, I would go with youth and health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would too.
And so it's
But
like in this case, it's like yeah, he has nothing to lose with going. Well, he can lose more, but he doesn't think that because going back, hey, I'm already on the inside. I'm 72. I might as well go back and just be 72
yeah, with his
again.
insides being that of someone in their 70s, it's more of a horror story to stay there because nothing is the way he remembers it. In fact, all his memories of his youth have been annihilated and turned into that
Yeah.
that reality was much uglier than
Having to work for it again,
memory.
Yep.
And working for it at with the body of a 72-year-old, that's or 75, I forget. It's not gonna pan out. And that's why it would make more sense that he wants to return to his normal form in his normal time. And that's what this whole scene is about, is getting him back to the future. And everything was wrong. The girl he wanted was wrong. The investment in the oil land was wrong, and anything else he tried with the knowledge he had of the future, his sports almanac just didn't pan out.
Nope.
And so the devil says, "Okay, you can go back to your old time, but it's going to cost you because it's always costs money. It costs something. It either costs your soul or money, but he doesn't have any soul to sell, so he has to give some money. But the only thing of value he has left are those deeds, so he has to sell them at a huge, huge loss in order to get the train back to his own old time." Oh, she also takes him down again. She says, "You are a wheeler and a dealer, a financier, a pusher, a brain, a manipulator, a raider, because you are a taker instead of a builder, a conniver instead of a designer, a user instead of a bringer. Well, Mr. Feathersmith, you are what is commonly referred to as being behind the old 8-ball.
I would have just called him an asshole.
Well, that's what that's what she did. That's what she said. Did you hear something different?
No. Everything was fine there. It's just at the conclusion, I would have used that word instead of behind the 8-ball. Although I guess it was important to let him know the situation he's in. You're behind the 8-ball and Minnesota Fats is leaning over. if you've read Peanuts, you'll know that was a pool or billiards player.
Well, there's a Twilight Zone episode like that too.
Oh yeah, that was a Klugman too, wasn't it?
Yes. Oh, hold on. And so yeah, definitely this is. I don't know if this is the first time anybody told him this, but yes, the only reason he succeeded was because he exploited others, and so then now he knows. And right. So he cannot actually implement any of these inventions. And so he does end up selling the deeds that he has for the land
To Hecate.
and
Hecate?
yeah.
Hecate?
Hecate. I think it's
Hecate.
Hecate.
Yeah. Because he doesn't even have $5 and he needs 40, so he ends up selling it to Hecate. And of course, we get the result of the bookend here where we got everything reversed, where Feathersmith is now the custodian and Hecate is now the CEO. The only thing I don't like about this is now, Hecate is a jerk. I would have liked if he was nice.
Yeah, if he was still nice.
Yeah. I don't know why you had to change him, but it's okay that they made Feathersmith more humble because maybe he learned something. I don't know.
Well, I guess it's so that they could give the same treatment back to him. The other guy had to be a jerk.
Yeah, that's right. That's all it is. Sterling makes poetry and he wants his story to rhyme.
And I think that it establishes that this is multiple timelines, no malleable timeline. He does go back and everything changes. And so.
Well, and that's, yeah, we didn't even get into the time travel aspect of it in terms of it. What if everything was the way he thought it was, but when he went back in time this time, he went to a different timeline, and that's why everything's different.
Yeah,
but that's not the story that's written.
I'm not familiar. I mean, I've done plenty of time travel, but this is the first time I've done a story where it was devil instigated time travel.
Oh, is that? It might be. It might be the first one
for
the
Ghost
Twilight
of
Zone.
Christmas Future, yeah. And the Ghost of Christmas Past, yeah. I'm familiar with that stuff, but this one was devil inspired, so it's different rules.
Oh yeah, and he says, Kate, it just showed how he was kind of a jerk. He says, if you apply yourself in another 40 years, I'll buy you a watch fob. A fob.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Okay, so then let me give you, well, let's see, what is this? Oh, Right King says there was a lot of schmaltz in that episode. Who was Right King? Let's see. I'm going to grab I have this. It says Right King is Hecate. That's Hecate.
Oh, okay.
And he says, I enjoyed the switch, of course, and doing both the young and aged Hecate character. Frank Tuttle, famed MGM makeup man, did the aging and bald head on me, covered by the black Homburg hat in that final scene. I kept it intact to surprise my wife at home. Al Salmi was larger than life, and I assumed his laugh was too. Regarding David Rich, our director on this one, I go back a long way with David to live television days and several big town shows. He's the brother of John Rich, the director of Gunsmoke. So that's what Right King has to say. Yeah, so they swapped the roles. That's great. And so now I'm going to give you the closing narration. We've gotten this episode reviewed. All I have to do is find the private chat. There you are.
Sorry. Mr. William J. Feathersmith, tycoon who tried the track one more time and found it muddier than he remembered, proving with at least a degree of conclusiveness that nice guys don't always finish last, and some people should quit when they're ahead. Tonight's tale of Iron Men and Irony, delivered FOB from the Twilight Zone.
Fob.
Bob. Mm-hmm.
I think he actually said fob out loud, didn't he?
Does he say fob?
Yeah.
I
was
don't
like,
know.
I'm like, fob. Yeah, isn't a fob like the thing you have instead of like car keys? It's like the clicker thing. It's called a fob.
Yeah, but here it's the chain that
For
connects
our
to
benefit. Is that what it means?
Free on
for
board?
our.
I mean, back then in the 60s, before there were fobs.
Well, they're in this case they're talking about the chain that connects to the watch.
But also
That's
this
what a
says
fob used to be.
FOB stands for free on board or freight on board. This term is used to indicate when liability and ownership of goods is transferred from a seller to a buyer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he meant that there.
Well, that makes sense for the context of the show.
Really?
Yeah,
I
because
think
if
so.
you look at the text for the closing narration, it's FOB. It's not
It's not
it's
lowercase.
abbreviated.
Yeah. It's not fob, because a fob, watch fob would be the chain, but FOB would be what free on board or freight on board, indicating liability of ownerships of goods when transferred. So in terms of the industrial champion of business, then it kind of makes sense. But either way, it's all
So
very
also-
confusing.
For our benefit.
I had no idea what that stood for.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you,
he said
Scotty.
fob. He actually pronounced it, so it was like.
It's true.
Yeah, I remember
you only
Liza
know-
asking me, "What does that mean?" I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you only know it's supposed to be an abbreviation when you look at the text for the closing narration. So it makes sense. I wasn't sure what it meant either. So the last piece of trivia I have for this episode is that Saturday Night Live, I don't know what episode this is, did a parody of this.
Well, you
And they
can't play
switched-
it.
Of course, I
Saturday
can't
Night
play it.
Live will take you down for 1 second.
Yeah, they will. But in the skit, they switched the CEO and the janitor several times due to supernatural events. And I guess they do it multiple times, which is interesting because at the end of this episode, when I saw that Hecate is a jerk and also reminiscing about Cliffordville, I was wondering if the devil is gonna like trap him inside some kind of insane loop where they're both switching places forever.
Mm.
But I don't know.
That might have been a little bit overboard.
Yeah, it would be insane, which is why they made it into a Saturday Night Live. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, that's what they thought of. The Saturday Night Live crew came up with that idea, and I need to see the skit. Is basically what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But here's the preview for next week's story before we get off to talking about other stuff. On our next excursion into the Twilight Zone, we borrow an imposing array of talent and call on the services of a distinguished author named Reginald Rose, and some exceptionally fine acting talent in the persons of Mr. Pat Hingle, Miss
Commissioner
Nan
Gordon.
Martin, and Miss Ruth White. They appear in a story called The Incredible World of Horace Ford, and it's an incredible world indeed. I know, another Batman next week? Amazing.
Well, Batman from Batman 89.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Like cash on
Gordon.
demand or delivery, says Phantom Outsider.
Mm-hmm.
That's COD.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also,
Oh.
Old Man Bird is here. Hello.
Old Man Bird.
Yeah, and don't forget to interact from your Rumble accounts this month. Oh, yeah, we got it. We got it, Old Man Bird. We got all
Yeah,
75.
She
but
got it already.
But I still do like to see people over on Rumble, and we do have
the watch
Eugene.
hours.
Yeah. Yeah, watch hours. I still need some watch hours. I still need about 230 out of my 500. So I should be okay. We're halfway through. If anybody wants to watch,
it'll come down to the wire,
Mhm.
folks. So
yeah.
may want to
it
go
will.
on the Rumble side now and then.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that'll definitely help for sure. So thank you, Enterprise Software Architect Eugene Bird, for saying hello on Rumble. Every second you watch over there is definitely appreciated. If he was internally healthy, he could just get a job and wait. Yes, vouch him outsider, exactly. That would be easy, because then he'd just be 57, and that's perfect. Nice age to retire.
57?
Yeah, 27 years after 30. I'm just guessing he's exactly 30, and he gets to be 57
I'd rather be 27.
whenever he can get the when he can get the oil. Well, but he has to wait for the technology because he can't build it himself.
Okay, so yeah, we're thinking about then. If he was 27, 30 years later, 57.
Well, I said 30, so
In the meantime, he
changing
could
numbers
spend
on me.
some time with the mustache girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could teach her about waxing. Maybe he can invent. I don't know if that's.
See, that would have been a way to build an empire. He could have done something with cosmetics or
Yeah.
a statistician. Anyway.
Yeah, see, that's easy. He's got to be able to figure that out.
Yeah.
Well,
Duct
and
tape.
that's, he just didn't think things through, did he? He looked before he leaped. I think that is what the devil says. I did exclude a lot of dialogue because I wanted things to be snappy for the review, but there's a lot of great dialogue in this episode, which elevate it because it's kind of a simple story, but the Serling's dialogue definitely make it a lot more interesting to watch and a lot more spicy in certain and not spicy in that way, but like I don't know. It's just better.
Interessante.
It's more interesting, yes. And that is the episode. So of the Twilight Zone of late. I think of Cliffordville. Does anyone have anything else to add to this episode?
No,
Nope.
I mean, it's all right. I don't know that. I mean, yeah, you wanted to see him get his comeuppance, and you did, and it ends that way. So I guess it's good. It's not really. I guess it's a lesson learned, but it's like too late to do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I kind of feel the same way as I Dream of Jeannie, and I was really looking forward to seeing Uncle Joe or Grandpa Joe from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and he was in it for a minute. And then with this one, I was like, oh, hooray! Julie Newmar is going to play the devil and do a monkey's paw kind of thing. And she was in the movie for a minute. And so like everything that I was excited for these 2 episodes, I got, but it was just far too fleeting. And so, yeah.
Well, at least there's more of her than there was of him. He was just in the
true.
beginning of the episode.
Yeah. Yes.
No, she had some good lines.
And she got to be on both ends of the episode.
So I am looking forward to seeing Pat Hingle next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hopefully
I don't think I like this episode.
Yeah.
But, it's probably not one I'll rewatch on purpose. But if I see it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I like that. That's good.
Well, that's why it's so awesome to have like 4 episodes on a disc for me. And it's like, I'll just pop in a disc and have, if I'm doing something else, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, no, I guess Cliffordville.
Yeah, sometimes I miss just, having something random playing.
Yeah.
So I do like a random number generator and do it that way.
Great.
But okay, so if that's all we have to say about the episode, then we get to end it early here. So let's have I also need to figure out who to raid. So give me a little while for that.
Okay.
If anybody's got anything they want to talk about that is not about the Twilight Zone, that is acceptable at this moment since we have finished reviewing it.
Well, I was gonna duck out because I got, and I didn't obviously because I figured I could do my chores afterwards. But I am excited to say that I got my package from Cincinnati.
Yo, wow, that's great.
WKRP, huh?
Yeah, that's
So
good news.
I'm going to pick that up. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's really, really good. Hold on, check.
So
Wow.
looking forward to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think this, obviously, Kat and Ernesto will be doing From the Pile on Thursday night over on the Phantasmagorium. And I believe Ben from Cinema Gulp is doing a live stream, sort of what we've seen this summer, sort of recap. And that's going to be on Friday night at about 8, I think. And,
you're going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, you got 2 shows on that day because
I know it's going to be a train wreck.
Talking Grace.
Yes.
No, it doesn't have to be. You will make it that way.
Yes, if I can control my impulses, everything should be fine.
Yes. That's great. That's great. So what do you have going on, Wayfarer, as I figure out
tomorrow,
if anybody is even here to raid?
Tomorrow, Wednesday night, we overlap our dear friend Dolphin TV a little bit, but when you finish watching his fine show, we do have King Arthur 2004 that we're continuing. We're going to see if we can finish it. But yes, that's the King Arthur with the, I just call it King Arthur with Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley.
And she gets to do a whole Braveheart thing. So, yeah, we're doing that. And then Sunday, we're back to Babylon. Oh, no. This Sunday, we're doing the chapter 13 of Praxium of the Pathfinders. Our friend Swap Shop has released the 13th chapter. So we'll be talking with him. He'll be live there talking about his creation. It's basically Star Wars fan fiction where it replaces The Last Jedi and goes forward with an altered story. But it doesn't pattern it. It just goes and does a story. And it's a good one. So we'll be having fun doing that.
Hey, Spidey.
That's good. Yeah, Canadian Spider-Man's here. And on YouTube, I decided to surprise Nemesis of Eden. So I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot of, whoever I'm gonna rate his little
I was
game.
looking who to raid one night, and I was cut off because Jacob Ironside puts a little red circle next to his titles and stuff, and it's like, to me it meant he's live, but he wasn't.
Oh yeah, you have to actually click on it because something he might have followed is live, and it's not him who's live.
No. He put a red dot, and no, it didn't say.
I see what you're saying.
He puts a red circle, and it's actually a graphic circle, and next to it, live exclamation mark in the title.
It's just I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You do have to double check that. Let's see. Does anybody need? Let me check chatters. No.
Anybody out there with some needs?
I have not rated Bake Linguini. What is he doing? Oh yeah, he's playing the game. Okay. Sure, why not?
That's legal.
Yeah, pretty legal, I guess. And we'll raid him. Hello from Rumble. Okay, raid. I was just reading Eugene Bird's chat. I didn't have anything because I'm still working on the raid.
And we're just sitting here like a bunch of, monks with...
Country bumpkins.
No, I was going to say, what is it? Monks with a vow of silence.
Yes. Yes, you will be punished if you speak. All right.
Oh no!
So
it's
that
one
works
of those
out.
nights where I didn't sleep, so
I slept a little bit. I slept more than I did the night before, so I feel pretty good. Have a great rest of your day, folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do hope everybody has a good day. And yeah, good morning, Canadian Spider-Man. Hope you're well too. Let's see. Where are we? And I hope you have fun opening your packages and repackaging my packages that are going to me. And I look forward to that delivery.
Well, yeah, apparently they were having a promotion, so you got free bumper stickers. So I get to see how many bumper stickers I'm going to get.
Right on. Let's go to the closing videos because we're done talking about Albert Saw Me for today.
For today.
Yeah.
We may find him again. No, not where, no, not when.
Did we review all of his Twilight Zones yet? Or is there one more?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I recognize one of the... I guess now we've done 2 of the 3. The other one, I don't know if it's one from earlier on or afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So once again, we don't know.
Yeah.
We know not what we do.
Actually, I can find out. But instead, I'll leave it a mystery, and we'll see you next time in the Twilight Zone. Thank you to everyone who subscribes, listens, leaves comments, and joins me in the chat. I also want to give an extra special thank you to all of my channel members and Patreon supporters. Every month, we have exclusive membership streams on YouTube, and I'm coming up with new content to upload to my Patreon too. Every level of support, from simply watching and engaging in the chat to becoming a member, helps me grow this channel in so many ways so that I can keep exploring stories that we love. Thank you for being a part of it. Did that cut off or did it play the whole thing? Because everything stopped for me.
It was Data with a baton.
Yeah, I think it
Learn all that is learnable.
Yeah.
So I hope you learned something today.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
I enjoy hearing what you have to say, so leave me a comment.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
So let's continue creating conversations and ideas.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Share out the stream to bring more here. Bye for now. See you next time.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
I'll see you in the future.
And this is for Gavin.
But if he's the devil, how do you keep him locked up?
With the staff for truth. The one barrier he cannot pass.